Jumping Jehoshaphat. Look at that record high on this day back in 1933. As you know, the early to mid-30s was what they called the Dust Bowl. Very hot weather across the eastern two-thirds of the U.S. 101 degrees on this day in 1933. And cold enough to freeze your tomato plants with 37 set at 1940. And that was up in Wellsburg, too, by the way. Here's our current temperatures. Down a little bit. We did get up to about 82 at the Wheeling-Ohio County Airport, which is 3 degrees from 85. We're now down to 78. We've had some clouds and a few showers in southern Belmont into parts of Marshall and Wetzel County, but most of that has moved on now. Well, still looking at some rain out in Greene County for the most part, south of Washington there. And you can see the warm spots, 85 in Morgantown, 84 Cambridge, 83 New Martinsville, 79 in Steubenville, 78 in Wheeling, and for some reason the Washington County Airport's not reporting a temperature. Let's fix this collar here. Well, winds, they're coming in generally out of the southwest, about 3 to 7 miles an hour. Humidity is sky high, as it has been for the last couple of days. And you can see this big system out there in the west churning around. And already we've got some tornado watches out for the St. Louis area, up into parts of Illinois, and then down into extreme western parts of Kentucky. And you can see the boot heel of Missouri under the possibility. Yesterday, 43 tornadoes reported. As far as I know, there were no tornado deaths. I think so far this year, 537 people have lost their lives to tornadoes, which is about 8 times as much as the 3-year average. And I think we only lose about 62 people a year over a 30-year average. So certainly it's been deadly in terms of tornadoes this season. You can see the warm air is trying to move northward. Chicago's at 87. We've got 83 in Buffalo. So that's pretty warm weather. And we have some rain-cooled spots, Kansas City, Memphis, over into Louisville. And where it's not raining, like Atlanta, 95, 92 in Dallas, 102 is the warm spot. That's over in Phoenix, Arizona. And you can see some cool air up here in the Northern Plains. And yes, it's heading our way for the last weekend of June, which happens to be the first weekend of summer. In terms of watches and warnings, we have tornado watches out for those areas in the Boot Hill up to about the southern half of Illinois, and then also much of Wisconsin, the western part, and a little bit of Minneapolis area, maybe out to St. Cloud. So we're watching that. It's isolated severe thunderstorms, parts of East Texas there, the northeast Mississippi, over in the western parts of North Carolina, just to the lee of the Appalachian Mountains. And then as you go further north, they call it Appalachian Mountains, and there looks like maybe Augusta County. It could be a little bit further north. I'm trying to think, what's the county north of Augusta County in Pennsylvania? Rockingham, I think it is. It could be Rockingham County. So anyway, there's an isolated severe thunderstorm there, about west of Louisville by about 70 miles. Well, we'll push the button and we'll move on to our next graphic, which shows this big storm system wobbling out here in the plains. Cool weather out here from North Dakota, South Dakota, into Nebraska, a little bit of Iowa, into Missouri, and then as you get into the warm sector, that's where the severe storm threats are. And you can see a squall line stretching from almost Lake Charles, Louisiana, back through about Jackson, Mississippi, up to about Tupelo, and then over into western parts of Tennessee, east of Memphis, and west of Nashville, up to about Jackson, Kentucky, over to Paducah. So, there's some stuff going on out there, and we're expecting the chances for rain will be going up over the next couple of days. And the main reason for that is this low-pressure system you now see out there on your weather map. We're just going to put this into motion. There we are at 1:30 on Tuesday. The low slowly moves through the Great Lakes from western to eastern Great Lakes, and then, refreshment comes in the form of a cool Canadian air mass, which will be coming into the area just in time for the last weekend in June. And we're expecting to see some really nice weather, and we get to put it all, you got to push the correct button here. We put it all together with this 7-day forecast, and you can see the numbers and how things are looking right now. Tomorrow could be up around 82, 83, 84, something like that. We're expecting some thunderstorms developing most likely late afternoon and early evening. Still a slight risk for severe thunderstorms for Wednesday, Thursday, and probably also extended for Friday, but Friday's a little far ahead, so usually they only go about 2 days on those advisories. Then as you get into the weekend, you'll see lows in the 50s and highs in the upper 70s with low humidity. That is what I love.